Hello, powerful people. Oh, welcome to the Beyond Karma show. You are here with myself, Crystal Yardley, and it is so wonderful to be back. I feel like I'm just like dipping my toe back in the water after, a week or two away. Thank you so much for all of your well wishes during that time. I am finally back to myself and feeling almost born anew. It's interesting how these sicknesses are also opportunities for our bodies to upgrade, opportunities for our bodies to clear some interesting things out of our being. So I feel like I'm really a new crystal here to hang with all of you. It's really wonderful to be back. Hello and welcome. I see many of you have popped on already. So excited to have this show back. Thank you. So am I. Super excited to be here, and your questions are coming up already. Greetings, Tracy, Tarot by Lupo. Aw, yeah. Hello, everyone. Snooky, Andrea. Aw, yeah, perfect. And I got your questions all starred, and I've got some excellent, we're all upgrading. Yeah, I've got some excellent, exciting, good news stories for you guys today. So happy to be back with those as well. And I'm also thrilled that you're here to catch me live today and catch all of us live. We're all doing this together. Couldn't do it without you. So welcome, as I said again, to the Beyond Karma show on Beyond Mystic. And before we get too far here, I wanted to introduce, as almost a welcome back gift here, I am now offering half-hour sessions on Beyond Mystic. You can go on to beyondmystic.net and book a half-hour reading with me. So I wanted to give people the chance to, maybe you don't need a full hour. Maybe you just have a question or a topic that you really want to have looked at. And actually half an hour, as you can see, when I answer your questions here, half an hour actually gives us quite a good amount of time to do some pretty deep diving into a topic or two for you. So as I said, you can go ahead on now over to beyondmystic.net and schedule in your consultations a half-hour session with me. Or if you choose an hour, those are also up as well. Be sure to use the code, as you can see on the banner down here, booking a consultation with me, and receive 10% off with coupon code Beyond Mystic. Perfect. Hello. Hi, early morn. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Perfect. So let's dive in here. Remove this. Put me up. Hi, everyone. And let's just dive right into questions. I've already got some coming up. So let's have a look here. Please look into what I'm missing spiritually in order to get a house. Been doing some healing work so that the universe can open the doors to a new house. I'm hitting despair, and it's been 4 years. Oh my goodness me. Well, this is going to be important to have a look into here. Let us see what's going on. I'm so sorry to hear that. Wow, 4 years. You know what? I'm going to start out by ordering the universe here, clearing the cards, as many of you have seen Mom do, or if you watch us on our YouTube show, we like to clear the cards. And I've already been charging up these cards today, using them lots, so clearing that energy out. and getting ready to work with you. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to be tuning into Trucker Girl here, and already having energies connecting and messages coming through. And what's wonderful about you all coming on together and asking questions is that it's not just me tuning in with her guides, with their guides. It is all of your guides coming in to support as well. So that's just so magical, right? Okay, what do we need to know about you getting a house? I'm going to look at what we need to know about you getting a house, and then also pull a couple on what might be holding you back here. Let's have a look. Okay. Interesting. So there may be something to do, for one, to do with time, with timing. It feels like, I'm just adjusting my camera. Don't mind me. Want to make sure I get it just right for you. It feels like there's maybe a little bit more work that has to go into it. Now, I'm sure over these last few years that much has been done, but it feels almost like there's something that physically needs to happen to the house in order for it to be ready ready for sale. So it almost like it is like there's something that's tripping it up. So let's have a look at that, because there's been in the past here with the Judgment card, it feels like this is kind of like the time is now. This is kind of like at the end of the rope, right? The call has gone out for the time to happen. So potentially over the next like 8 weeks, doing some sort of repairs. Yeah. Okay, so, and then let's have a look at what is holding you back here. Okay, so it's almost like with what's holding you back, it's almost like this is maybe has been a bit of a tough year to need to sell, which is challenging because, as you said, it's already been 4 and you're coming to really the end of your rope with it. But it almost feels to me like once this year is done, it opens up a whole new sort of world for you. So there's a lot of doors that might be opening by the end of this year. Now, I wonder if there's anything for you with this moon and this hermit, if there's anything potentially energetically weighting you down in the house. So there's something that is a bit of a heavy energy there, and you might need to do some like actual physical clearing of your space. So I don't know if you are smudging it or energetically clearing it, but it feels like there's maybe just a little bit more steps in either if there's something that's kind of been niggling you that you haven't wanted to work on in terms of a renovation, then you want to kind of get that done. And, and I know it could seem challenging to put more money into something that you've already been, at the end of your rope with. I can tell you, though, that the end of the ropeness is almost done. It was a necessary experience for you, and that you're going to be, you may even have, once this shifts, you may even have like a few showings all at once that kind of come up. So I'd say you're almost at the end of this cycle. And by the end of this year, certainly by the end of the year of the Hermit, so by next February, you'll definitely be moving in a good direction with the sale of your house. So I don't know that there's anything that you're necessarily doing other than if there's anything, again, to do with a renovation of some sort or something sort of, they're small fixes, but something that you can do to upgrade, and also energetically clearing the space. Hope that helps you. Hope that helps you. Thank you for being here. Okay. Hi, Crystal. I had dreams of past lives being abused underneath the ground. How do dreams relate to past lives and breaking karmic cycles? Woof. Good one. Being abused underneath the ground. That is pretty powerful. I'd be so curious, right, to know. So you said that you've had dreams of this. Does this come in frequently for you? I'd wonder what type of a headspace you were in, or sort of if you can notice what was going on for you in your conscious life around when these past life dreams came in. So we're asking today, how do dreams relate to past lives and breaking karmic cycles? Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to do a focused answer spread on this one. Very interesting so far. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. Wow. Powerful. Okay. So how do dreams relate to past lives? It has something interesting to do with, I'm seeing a lot to actually do with our dreams relating to our 3D reality, because we've got a lot of pentacles here. Now, this is the card of sovereignty. So if we look at this being like how dreams relate to the past, to our past lives, there's something about it activating our sovereignty. And I love that, because it feels like our sovereignty, therefore us being our truest sovereign potent beings, is related to our subconscious reality and not so much the conscious reality. And so our subconscious not only comes as a part of this 3D earth plane and world, although it really, really ties into that, but it ties into our past lives through our own sovereign nature. So this is really, for one, our dreams are almost like, we've got two aces here. Our dreams are almost like gifts from our past lives. They're ways where it's an opportunity. And you said there, right? Breaking karmic cycles. That's exactly what we're doing when we're having these dreams. And the ones that break the karmic cycles are often feel chaotic. So they come in And here we are, we're stepping into, I'm asking for the upgrade. I'm taking a pause by going to sleep, right? Seven's our pause card. So I'm asking for the upgrade. I'm taking a pause by going to sleep. And then I'm moving towards the direction of accessing past life realities, which when they come in can feel like this Five of Swords, can feel very scary, chaotic, kind of irritating. I mean, I know a lot of my dreams at this point with so many of the upgrades that are happening are frustrating. I awaken and I'm like, what was that for? And yet I see that it is for us to look at these two aces, right? It is, and the lovers, it is making that choice in this lifetime to cut these karmic cycles, particularly, as you said, being abused. This is, the lovers here is like that vulnerability, right? The dawning of our laid bare selves, and that opens us up to the vulnerability to be abused. And in this life, you're choosing for this to come up as a gift to cut that karmic cycle. So anytime that this dream comes in, let's ask one more question. This is very positive, right? So let's ask one more thing here. How do you work with that? I'm going to pull off the top. So how do you work with the energy of these dreams to transmute it? Okay. Through my dreams. Yeah. So I'm just going to pull up a couple of your additional comments here. I was a young child having many different dreams about abuses. Started around age 8, ending about age 12. Interesting. Okay. So for one, there's something here that has to do with the masculine, and it can only have come in. It's interesting that it was particularly over, like I could see how it ended at 12. So it's particularly in that 2-3 year cycle that there's something that needed to get addressed and cleared out around something to do with the masculine and the patriarchal energy kind of coming in and bringing in that wound, bringing in that past life memory. And it's ultimately asking for you, look at these two cards here. This is so very interesting. It's upgrading you in this lifetime to be really grounded in yourself as a earthly, grounded, connected, 3D, like feminine being. This is the sovereignty card, and this is the magnetic queen. And there's something about it where you were meant to have that upgrading at that time to send you in a direction. It's almost like you are meant to be harnessing your power in a very earth-based, brought you into knowing your value in this lifetime so that you could share that with the world in a much more sort of integral way. And I'm really amazed to see this kind of response coming to that question. And I love that, because what that shows us is that things from the past, dreams from the past that are coming in, are actually offering us the upgrade in this 3D reality, which which is the root that we're all working on. And as I wear the red, the root chakra today, it is that it is giving you in some ways the strength to really ground yourself into this human experience in this lifetime. Now, if you want to dive further, you're welcome to book a half hour or an hour session with me. But so far, that's pretty incredible looking. I'm just going to scoot on up here to make sure I'm not missing any of your questions. Thank you, everyone, for your questions and for being here. Crystal, I'm in the chat from Indiana. Welcome from Indiana. Hola, Cosmos. Thank you, Early Morn. Crystal's ratings are awesome. You're awesome. Early Morn is a longtime client of mine and a dear friend now as well. Wonderful. You were able to book a live session. Here we go. Another question. Just want to make sure I'm getting everybody's questions up. And super. Let's move on to the next one. My real concern with dealing with mystic world is the reality of demons deceiving us. If you get that warm feeling of well-being to others or any form of hate to others is like a divider. So that is not a question, but that is a great comment. My real concern when dealing with the mystic world is the reality of demons deceiving us. If you get that warm feeling of well-being to others or any form of hate to others is like a divider, eh? So this is an interesting point. And I'm going to pull on it actually, because what do we need to know about when we dive into this realm of the mystic, the woo? How do we know that we're not being deceived by demons that are sneaking in, that are maybe pretending to be something positive? Now, Mom speaks to this as well, and I can speak to whenever I'm coming in, like before I start the show and before I come into any reading, we come into the frequency of neutrality in the heart space. And this is the frequency with which that resonance point only allows in, and we state clearly that we are in the frequency and the timeline, the opening of that which is the greatest good of all, right? And from that place of heart-centered, neutral resonance space, we can be sure then that we are protecting ourselves. And there's many different avenues also that you can take to shield yourself when opening to the realms of the mystic, right? So I'm just going to pull a few cards on that. Beautiful. Yeah, so just as I said, what we want to do is be very careful that when we're coming in, that we're not coming in through the avenue of the mind, because the mind is what can really play tricks on us. The mind is what can the mind is where other energies and other realities can really start to come in. So when we come into actually the space, which is our internal light, the frequency of us as light beings, which, as I said, comes from that space in the heart, our energy that we're then putting out is the energy of pure frequency and not of the stickiness of our minds. We're really learning this a lot right now, right? So be intentional with how you step in. and be intentional with how you open. Smile more at people. Smile more at people. It helps them and you. Yeah. Oh, just brought tears to my eyes. I always felt that it was empowering me to help others in abuse situations. Thank you. Oh, I got chills. Right? I mean, that's what we're here for. And that's what a lot of us that are being challenged, particularly with these big dreams when we're young, with these big activations. Gosh, I mean, so many stories out there about people all throughout growing up, and even now where we're having these activations or these deep subconscious experiences that we're like, what is even happening here? This feels scary or intense. And you're right, because it is quite often that opportunity for us to upgrade, to learn, and our higher selves are often there with that whisper, with working with the beings, the messengers, the angels, the ones that are all around us, to come in and give us these opportunities to upgrade and to heal and to end these karmic cycles. So well done. Well done. I sure hope my intuition will tell me if any demons sneak into my field. Absolutely. And I feel like there is a lot of information out there how to work with our intuitions. And that's where spending the time in our lives to continue to come back into connection with ourselves, to presence in ourselves, to connect with the earth, and to know what that frequency, your true essence and your heart-centered frequency feels like, so that when you are tuning in, you'll know, oh, that didn't feel good. Something's off there. Clear. And there's ways, lots of ways to clear. So that's a whole nother show. Very intuitive. Yes. Thank you for the question, because that was a real good one to look at. Let's have a see here. I feel humanity's DNA block our powers has more to do with our kryptonite frequency being used in the doma of enslavement. Maybe lead is ours and it is not originally nature's to earth. Whoa. Okay. Malbears 323. Could you put that into more of a question for me? Now, I generally try to stick with more personal questions, but that is a good question. Could you just, if you're around, could you put that into a more succinct question for me? And I'm going to pop on to someone else's here. And is it not originally natural to earth? How long will my brother hold out on giving me my inheritance? Boo boo. Okay, so I'm going to pull two piles here. I'm going to pull one on why he's holding out, and then I'll pull one on how long, of what you need to know to possibly shift it. Give me a moment here as I tune in. It's always interesting to switch into each person's field and to switch into each person's guides coming through. So, what do we need to know about him holding out? Interesting. And what do we need to know about a time frame? Okay. So because I'm coming at this quite blind and I don't know anything about you, I don't know anything about you yet, boo-boo, but okay. So what you need to know about him holding out, there's something really interesting here. And I wasn't necessarily, I mean, we don't have any of our own assumptions of what we're going to see on something, but this looks like something very positive. And I wonder what what his intentions are for the funds that he is holding from you. It's forcing you in some way to reevaluate what you would do with the money. It's almost like I'm seeing that it's not him that's holding out, it's your own spiritual path that has contracted him to be this person, so that you are almost meant to either work together on something that's like a project, or something that is like both of you donate some of the inheritance to something that, you know, whoever you got this from is almost wanting to see something that's more of people, the two of you working together for a greater good or a greater cause. And I'm saying that because this is a card of reciprocity. This is a card of giving and receiving. It's a card of tithing and generosity. And then we have the Knight of Wands, which is a very energetically up-leveled card. It's the spiritual warrior and the spiritual path. And then the Two of Cups is coming together and really working together. So there's something there that is almost like the contract that he has with you is about asking you to almost reevaluate what you might be doing with the inheritance. Now, when I said asked about a time frame, yeah, it's on hold. Probably you're going to have movement on it within the next 3 weeks to 3 months. And it could be slow though. It's definitely it's a slow process, because there's some form of healing around. I wonder who it comes from. Like, is it coming from your father, grandfather? There's something about whatever it is coming from a male figure, which could be your brother. It's almost like he's really sort of fighting for it to be used in a particular way. And I don't know that without being able to actually speak to you about it, if that makes sense. But I'd say think bigger with it. And it is on hold right now, but within the next 3 weeks to 3 months, you're going to get more movement on it. And I almost would say that there's like your trip to go and meet someone or to go connect with someone. And there is some clearing the air or some healing of some way that's asking to happen here. Like, how can this money be used in a way that betters your family legacy or is reinvested into something? So that's what I would say about that. That's kind of what I'm seeing. I don't see any ill intent. I don't see anything any sort of malice or anything like that. So perfect. Going back to this one. Ask him, he might just tell you the truth. Okay. Perfect. Okay, got lots more questions coming up here. I'm going to do my best to get to everybody, but I'm going to take a pause because I have a couple of really excellent good news stories for you. And we're at the halftime of the show right now. So I'm going to remove this here. Bring me back to this. Talk you through what I'm doing. And so today, my friends, oh, that's really intriguing reading on the inheritance. Perfect. Thank you, really, more. Today, my friends, I have some excellent good news for you. Let's start with this one right here. And we're going to add that. Perfect. So I know that this is just a picture. Can any of you guess what this picture might be about? So this picture is mycelium in the earth, and it relates to using this ancient life form to build new life. So each planting season, Claudia, Bash, and Victorov, I have my notes here, ventures into Bull Woods, a 70-acre old growth forest in the outskirts of Cleveland suburbs, in search of fungi. So this is a mycelium that is in the earth under the fungi. She clears away the leaf litter to reveal the topsoil. So this is kind of what she ends up looking at, and digs up the first few inches where the vast majority of the soil microbes are active. So you can see them all there. Laced throughout, weaving an intricate microscopic web that are the mycelial fungi that she's after. They have spent 4 million years learning how to live in symbiosis with the plants. These plants include trees throughout the Bull Woods, the woods outside of Cleveland, and at least 80% of all plant species on the planet. Wow. In Cleveland, the portion of land covered by trees has fallen to 18% as a result of the development and disease. Has fallen to 18%. That is such a huge loss of forest. As one of the county's partnerships in the project, Bishan Viktorov, a fungal ecologist, has given some 600 new trees a boost by planting each one of them with 50 grams of soil. So she's literally taking the soil and digging it up and planting it into these new trees. So she is boosting each one of them with 50 grams of soil gathered from the nearby old growth forest and teeming with fungi, right? Ready to lend a helping hand. By utilizing soil from the Bull Woods, she's hoping to harness the power of locally adapted fungi to help the trees grow bigger and survive longer. So each one of these little beauties is being planted. Since she first experimented with soil transfer nearly a decade ago, it proved successful, establishing healthy new fungal communities that are a great insurance policy for trees. Because these fungi are small and supple enough to penetrate the soil more effectively than plant roots, they offer a myriad of protective benefits. So check this out. They offer a myriad of protective benefits to their symbiotic partners, including support in times of nutrient or pathogen stress, drought tolerance, and shelter from toxic substances through the absorption of heavy metals. Can we say what's in our skies all over the place? So this is cutting edge, ancient technology. And look at these two plants here. So these are potato plants from Idaho, pardon me, potato plants from a field in Idaho. The plant on the right came from a field inoculated with the fungi and received 30% less fertilizer. So this plant received 30% less fertilizer than the one on the left. And the one on the left came from a field that was not inoculated and full of fertilizer. So interesting. And you can see the big difference in plants between these two. So as I said, this is such cool, leading edge, ancient technology. And it totally ties in with my next good news segment. How do we even think of these things? Taking, just that small amount of soil from the mycelium of these ancient trees and putting them and mixing them in with these new plants. I love that, right? The mycelia. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And that ancient wisdom of the Earth's nervous system is what it helps us to truly transmute these new chemicals and these new toxins, and keeps these plants stronger and able to grow healthier. So that is my first good news one. My next good news one is equally, if not more, amazing and interesting. As you can see here, yeah, my silly eye, love it. So this is a picture of a tree called Methuselah. It is an ancient Judean date palm that Dr. Elaine Soloway sprouted from a 2,000-year-old date seed. Okay, and we're going to watch a little video on this too. The seed among others was found during the excavations of the Masada in Israel in the mid-1960s. Initially thought to be botanically impossible, this successful project has been featured in the New York Times, National Geographic, and other publications. Now, some of you may have heard of this tree because this plant has been, this experiment has been happening for a while, but we've just stumbled upon it. Mom brought it to my attention when I was sharing with her my first good news segment, and I was like, look at what's happening here with the mycelium. And so she remembered that this was had also occurred. So what had seemed impossible came to be in March 2005, where one of the ancient date seeds germinated, becoming the oldest seed in the world successfully sprouted. Wow, right? Because of this rare event, the propagators named the tree Methuselah. However, so Methuselah is an ancient name from the Bible. And however, this tree was male. The Methuselah tree was male and therefore unable to produce fruit. Eventually, 32 more ancient date palm seeds were discovered near the Dead Sea. So they brought in new seeds to hopefully bring them into germination and get a female plant. So out of the 32 seeds, 6 took root. The four were male and 2 female saplings came out of it. So they were named Judith, Hannah, Uriel, Jonah, and Boaz and Adam. In 2015, Methuselah pollinated Hannah, which was one of the female seeds that sprouted. And in 2020, Hannah finally bore dates, and you can see them right here on the screen, taking about 3 years longer than common date trees to fruit. With this milestone, the legendary Judean date was born, heralding a revival centuries in the making. Now, let's check out this video because this is just absolutely brilliant. I mean, Mom and I did a total like deep dive on this as well because wow, that is absolutely incredible. And I thought I had this thought here, but let me just go to it. Here we go. I thought that is absolutely incredible. Watched a bunch of videos of people testing the dates out and doing like blind dates tests, and this one fared very well with how it tasted.
When I heard that Hannah was going to give fruit, of course we were all very excited. And she was pollinated by Methuselah, and we were terribly pleased when the first dates appeared. We're the two mothers of Methuselah and these other dates, and there's something about nature itself, which is, nature has always been worshipped as a feminine force.
Well, there is a certain mothering quality about growing plants. You really have to invest yourself in them.
I come from medicine, Elaine comes from agriculture, but somehow we meet in the middle, which is to save nature.
Bringing back these plants that were destroyed purposely, I think it's a victory. Where you wipe out entire sections of agriculture for your own particular purposes, it's totally unjustified. We would like to have plantations of the Judean date, and that we'd like to bring it back into cultivation and give it to the world.
Yeah, just wild. Incredible what we can do when a scientist and an ecologist come together and mother these ancient seeds. Gosh, if we can do that, right? There's so much that is possible. What is Methuselah fruit? Fruit of the date palm was considered a staple food in the Judea district, as it was a source of food and its tree of shelter and shade for thousands of years. I highly recommend you all going and checking out the story. It is, you can look up, how Israel farmers are growing dates from a 2,000-year-old tree. Just type in the Methuselah ancient date palm tree, and you'll be able to find that. And I believe Methuselah was the grandfather of Noah. Never knew of plants having genders. Oh, absolutely, for sure. Some plants have two genders on one plant. We have the flowers, and then the male form of the plant, the flowers and the fruit, I guess. And then there's some plants like, say, the hemp plant or the marijuana plant, where if you get a male, then you don't get, it doesn't have the THC in it. Yeah. Methuselah, the story of the world's oldest date palm tree, was famous for its rich sugar content, also praised for its nutritional value. Thank you. Apple trees have both sexes. So it's not in all plants, but particularly I feel like in many of them that produce some sort of fruit or something that we could use for consumption. Yeah, you only smoke the female pot in the marijuana. Yeah. Flowers have male and female parts. You got it. Thanks, everyone. I know Lupo's a bit of a gardener, so the pistil and stamen. Oh, yeah. Yeah, makes me think of people keeping heirloom fruits and veg. I know you can buy heirloom tomatoes in some stores. And I mean, this gets into seed saving, and I'd be so curious too. Can we go out into some of our ancient forests and gather some of the dirt from our lands that are close to us to put in our gardens to support our plants in building the goodness of our local systems? Interesting, right? Let's get back to your questions. Before I do that, I'm going to pop into a couple of heads ups on a couple of things here before we finish our help time. Crypto bundle level 1, 2, and 3 is now 50% off using code crypto50, valid until October 19th. So you only have a few more days to pick up on this one. And goodness knows, we want to stay educated about this currency, this digital currency, as possible. And we also have Red October going on, 50% off insider access pad using code IAP. Also expires on October 19th. So you guys, last few days for these deals to happen. Last few days for these deals. Let's get back to your questions. Okay. Ooh, sorry. All right. What's next here, my darlings? Oh, you know what? I'm going to go back here, and I had seen that we have reformatted that question about, there we go. Is there an electromagnetic field in other frequency field encompassing Earth that blocks our ability to reach higher dimensions or other DNA strands? Okay. Thank you for rephrasing that for me. Appreciate it. Is there electromagnetic field or other frequency fields? Are blocking our ability, right? I'm curious about that too. I don't see that there's an electromagnetic field that's blocking it. I feel like what happens is that, some of us get stuck almost in, it's almost like we get stuck in like timeline loops, and we are waiting for some sort of an offering or some sort of a gift from, I want to say, higher intelligence. And I think it's going to be coming in the next couple of years. And it's going to be coming in, it's going to be on that higher frequency field. And it's going to be something that is helping us to heighten our consciousness levels. And I don't, let me see here. Yeah, right now what we are is we're a little bit emotionally, we're a little bit emotionally stunted right now, and kind of exhausted, energetically exhausted. And it's kind of because we are constantly, and this is an interesting one for me to see, we're constantly sort of flipping between timelines and trying to navigate different aspects of ourselves and our earth bodies versus our energy bodies versus our 3D bodies versus our emotional bodies. And it's kind of leaving us feeling a little bit like, a little bit sort of like needing to take a pause. And because we're in a little bit of burnout, a little bit of energetic overwhelm right now. So our ability to reach higher dimensions is going to come from it's something to do. So, when we talk about this card, about the card of the Chariot, it really tunes in with our star seed ancestry, and with us connecting to these higher parts of ourselves in order to make the Chariot go. So for one, it's interesting here with that Two of Pentacles, it's that black and white reality. It's the sort of being stuck in between these two light and dark, and these two sort of magnetic fields. And there's something about what happens when we come into the resonance of our heart and come into this more sort of sweet spot, the middle ground, the neutral frequency. And that's what this point is right here, the neutrality point. And what do we see? Strands of DNA, those helixes, right? It's that point, it's the stuff in the center that we're really looking to work with right now. So we're activating the center point of our DNA strands, and we'll know, that activation is going to be what helps us to stay on the path of the higher dimensions. So I don't see that there's an energy field that's blocking. I feel like it's more, for one, our intelligence is kind of sometimes coming in and overriding our hearts at this point. And yet it's making us, so much of this technology, of this higher intelligence, of our very sort of research-based, information-based reality has kind of brought us into exhaustion. So again, I hate to be on repeat on this one, but we need to continue to come back into our hearts, to come back into offering, leading with our hearts, and then working with our intelligence from that place. And that helps us to expand the bandwidth of our frequency to meet in that sweet spot. And that's where we're going to be really activating our DNA. All right. Take that off. Thanks for that. What a cool question. What a cool question. We're at the hour mark. I'm going to take a couple more here. Okay. Will my husband receive the check for his accident in 2025? So there's a couple of shorter questions here. I'm going to pull single cards on a couple of questions to wrap everything up here for you and see what I can get off just a single card pull. Will my husband receive the check for his accident in 2025? Blessings to your husband, my dear. I hope that he is healing up. Hold on. I'd say within the next 4 months. Yeah, within the next 4 months, this cycle of waiting is almost complete. I'd say by the end, certainly, maybe even within the next 4 weeks. So within the next month, you might end up receiving that check before the end of the year. But this feels like this is a 10, so perhaps by the end of October. Wouldn't that be lovely? Good luck with that. Yeah. Will I recover my money from scammers? Hey, thanks, Tarot by Lupo. Yes, the two Sphinx are like opposite polarities. You got it. Tarot by Lupo notes the cards well. So thanks for being here and adding and thank you everyone for adding your comments on what you see in the cards. I always love that. Oh, guys, I had one. There we go. Will I recover my money from scammers? Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Yes. Maybe only 60% of it. Maybe only 60% of it. But that feels like the rest of it feels like tithing. The rest of it feels like it's some sort of a donation to the world. Which could be hard to hear, but at least 60% I'd say you're going to be getting back. Okay. Green Mountain Girl, I didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to really speak to this. And this feels like a really important one. I don't want to leave you hanging. So with everyone's permission, we're going to take an extra few minutes and we're going to just have a look at that. Because that feels important to me. And we're sending your daughter so much healing love and light. There's so many powerful beings in our community here. Oh my gosh, my dear, I'm so glad that we looked at this. It's such a beautiful way to end off today. It is an unequivocal yes, indeed she will. This has been actually, I feel like this has really been an upgrade for her. And she's going to have so many little wins along the way over the next 6 months. And I'd say within the next 10 months, she's going to be really feeling good. Look at these cards, people. 10 of Cups, 6 of Wands, the Victory card, and the Sun as the final outcome. Yeah, absolute healing is happening here. And that is so, so good to see. Yeah, that's important. Our son is cancer-free for 14 years now because of transplant. It's the answer you want. Yay, so good to hear. Oh, I just love that we're ending off on this note, and so much love to your daughter. I really hope that I see that she will be okay, and we're all here. We're all here for her, all here for her healing. Yeah, so many hugs to you. Thank you for tuning in with me today. I'm going to remove this stage now. It was so lovely to have all of you. So lovely to have all of you. And I am here every Thursday now, every Thursday that I can make it, for the Beyond Karma show. You know it. Bring your questions. I'm going to share good news segments with you. It's so nice to see what people of the world are doing. And I also love hearing your wins. I love hearing your wins. Please share in the comments how you have, how you have succeeded this week, this year, this month. Aw, thanks so much, everyone. You rock too. Just loving all the love. Yeah, loving all the love, and so much love to everyone as well. I'm going to end with a final reminder of our Beyond Mystic schedule coming up this week. We've got no show. Where are we here? We are on Thursday, so be sure to check out Beyond the News this evening. And that's always going to be a good one. Coco show tomorrow, Mama Ashella Psychic Tarot show on Saturday, and the Wacky Woo on Sunday. Special guest, just saying, could be me. So I'd love if you would tune in to the Wacky Woo show this weekend, because I might just be there. Thank you so much, everyone. Aw. Your reading was so intriguing and likely spot on. Yeah, Superman's weakness was kryptonite. Maybe the frequency of the metal material led to his healing. Interesting. Blessings, everyone. Have a most beautiful week, and we will see you here next time.